Hi grade class, task 10.16 next. 10.16 is also from an old past paper, so it's quite a good one to do. Okay, so we are doing it for PMB golf shop. They value their golf balls using the weighted average method and the golf clubs using the FIFO method, which is actually perfect for the nature of those items. Okay, so we have to calculate for the golf balls using the weighted average, the value of the closing stock, the cost of sales, and the gross profit in 10.16.1, which we're going to do now. Okay, so if you look at the table here, okay, there may be some calculations that are required. We'll do them as we're going along. So remember with the weighted average, the main formula that you've got to remember is this one here, weighted average price per unit, which is the total amount divided by total quantity. It's the rand value of the opening stock plus purchases minus returns plus carriage and import duties divided by the quantity of opening stock plus purchases minus returns. Okay, so if you look in this question here, I don't think there are any returns. Okay, we're going to start with the rand value first of the golf balls. So the rand value of the opening stock is 96,000 and the total purchases 960,000. Okay, so that gives us our rand value. Our quantity of the opening stock is 4,800 and of the purchases 54,000. If you look at number 2 of the information on page 424, they're talking about the golf clubs being imported and there's import duties. So we'll worry about that when we're doing our calculations for golf clubs. The golf balls is just this is standard. Okay, so we then work out the answer. Okay, and you should get a weighted average price of 18 rand per unit. Okay, so to calculate the value of closing stock, remember, look at your table. The quantity of closing stock of the golf balls is 7,600 rand. Each one will be valued at the weighted average price per unit of 18 rand. So 18 times 7,600 will give us our answer. Okay, so 136,800, which we will now use in our cost of sales calculation. Cost of sales, remember, we start opening stock. Opening stock, the rand value of it is 96,000. Purchases, 960,000. Okay, and we're going to subtract the closing stock that we've just calculated, the 136,800. And that will give us our cost of sales answer of 55,200. Sorry, my purchases amount is incorrect, so actually 960,000. Okay, so it's 919,200. Okay, then we continue with the gross profit calculation. Sales, okay, total sales was given to you 1,219,200. Cost of sales was calculated above here, 919,200, and that will give us our gross profit of 300,000. I'm also going to calculate the markup percentage, even though the question is not asking us for it. In case we need to make some comments, it's gross profit divided by cost of sales multiplied by 100. Okay, so and we're just going to round that up. So 33% is the markup we've achieved on the golf balls. Okay, now we're going to do some calculations on the FIFO method for the golf clubs. Okay, now with FIFO we can do it two ways. One way we add the import duty at the end, and another way where we include the import duties from the beginning. I'm going to show you both, and then we're going to just see from there. You can just decide on what you're more comfortable with or whatever. Right? Okay, so if you look at the table, we have 720 units of closing stock of the golf clubs. We're going to look at the purchases schedule from the latest purchases. So that means we're going to start with January. Okay, in January, there were 160 units purchased, okay, at 2,100 rand. That gives us 336,000. This is only 160 units. We need to value 720 units. So we're going to look at the month before January, which is October. Okay, and in October, 500 units were purchased. We're going to use all 500 of those units, valued at the price of 2,010, to give us an answer of 1,005,000. Now we're still not done, because if we add up January and October, that gives us 660 units. but we need 720 units. So we're going to actually calculate 700, I'm just going to show you the calculation. 720 minus 160 minus 500. Okay, will tell us how many more we need to calculate. Okay, so so 720 minus 160 minus 500 should give you an answer of 60 units. And those 60 will be valued at the price in the month before October on the purchases schedule, which is July. And in July, the stock was bought for 2,025 Rand. And that gives us an answer of 121,500. We'll then total up the answers, all three answers. Then look at number 2. It says that golf clubs are imported from the USA. Import duties amount to 10% of cost and are not included in the above purchases. However, carriage has been included. Okay, so import duty is 10%. So I'm just going to take this total that I've calculated here and work out 10% of it. Okay, and we're going to add it on, and that will be our answer for the value of closing stock using FIFO. A different way of doing the same calculation, but obviously getting the same answer, would be to include the import duty in each amount. So basically what would happen in January, 160 units, we would first add on 10%. So we would add on 10% to the cost price of 2,100, which gives us 2310. And that would give us 369,600. We would do the same thing for October. So add on 10% to 2010. And then for July, we would add on 10% to 2025. Okay, and if you work out your answer here, you get the same answer, 1608,750. So you can either add the 10% in each figure, or you can add it on to the total. It's the same thing. Okay, so now for the golf clubs, we're going to calculate the cost of sales. Okay, so cost of sales. Okay. Cost of sales, we're going to start with opening stock. The opening stock of the golf clubs, 648,000. The purchases given during the schedule, 2,331,000. The import duties, is 10% of the purchases. And the closing stock we calculated above, 1608,750. Okay, and that will give us our answer for closing stock. For cost of sales, 1603,350. We're then going to calculate the gross profit. Okay, so the sales amount given to you in the question, 2,040,000. The cost of sales we calculated above, 1603,350. And our gross profit, 436,650. The markup percentage, which is basically the gross profit divided by the cost of sales. Okay, so you get 27% when you multiply it by 100. Okay, then 10.16.3, the question asks you, briefly discuss why, in your opinion, the PNB Golf Shop has made use of the weighted average method to value the golf balls, but the FIFO method to value the golf clubs. Give one reason each. Okay, so for weighted average for the golf balls, because golf balls, by their very nature, they are very small items. And so they can even perhaps be weighed instead of being counted individually. Okay, so these are smaller, less expensive items which are sold at higher values, can be more easily valued at an average. Okay, and also if you look at the purchases schedule, the prices during the year have not varied significantly. So an average is suitable to value the stock. For golf clubs, these are more expensive items sold at lower volumes and should be valued at the latest prices to ensure that the inventory valuation is more accurate. Okay. So 10.16.4, how effectively has the PNB Golf Club controlled their stock? I told you in the previous question, when they ask you about stock control, it's about seeing if the stock has been stolen. So we're going to do the stock stolen calculation for the golf clubs and the golf balls. Remember, everything here is done using quantities. Okay? So for the golf clubs, the opening stock of the golf clubs was 4,800 units. The purchases, 1160. Okay, the way I got 1160 was I added up all the quantities for the golf, all the, I messed up the calculations here, sorry. Just do this again, right? Okay, golf clubs, opening stock, 360 units. Okay, purchases, 1160. Sales of the golf clubs, 680. We're going to subtract. Okay, closing stock, 720 units. Okay, and let's just work out our answer. Okay, so 120 units were stolen for the golf clubs. Now we're going to do the same thing for the golf balls. Start with the opening stock, 4,800 units. Purchases, 54,000. Okay, sales, 50,800. I'm getting all these figures from the quantity column. And then we're going to subtract the closing stock of 7,600 units. 400 units were stolen. Okay, so the stock control is quite poor. Both stock items have been stolen, so they have to improve the controls of stock. So that means put in some security cameras, do regular stock counts, employ a security at the door to check people before they leave, also check staff when they are leaving, right? Okay, 10.16.5a. The owner is not happy with the profits of the business, is considering closing down. Discuss two factors that the owner needs to take into account before making this decision. Okay, so staff will lose their jobs and therefore their income. He should look to see if he can improve the situation by cutting costs or increasing revenue. So before deciding to just shut down, we should look at every possible solution. Okay, will he be able to earn a better return elsewhere? So is his return on investment good enough, or should he shut down the business and invest his money elsewhere? So any other reasonable suggestion as well, right? Then we have to switch. If he decides to continue, how can he improve his profitability and efficiency? Okay, he must not hold so much of stock. Just buy enough stock to keep the customers happy. That will also reduce the spend. Then he should introduce better control mechanisms to prevent shortages and or surpluses. Okay, so what I was telling you about earlier was about a security camera, etc. And conduct a survey to determine what the customers want. To bring in a bigger range of goods, like maybe start selling other things like clothes, golf clothes, etc. Offer a service, maybe you should offer some golf lessons to attract the customers, and then any other suggestion as well. Okay, that's all for this question. Please complete it in your workbook. Bye.